Hi, I'm Melanie Young, author of Getting Things Off My Chest, A Survivor's Guide to Staying Fearless and Fabulous in the Face of Breast Cancer, published by Cedar Fort Plain Sight. I am so excited to be here today to talk to you about something that I think is really important, which is early detection for breast cancer. I am an 11-year cancer survivor, and fortunately, I caught my cancer early and was diagnosed as stage 2A, underwent treatment, and I'm healthy today. However, that was not the case with one of my dearest friends, Julie, who did not have the gift of long life. Unfortunately, her cancer was diagnosed at a more advanced stage because she didn't take care of herself and waited to get her mammograms. And unfortunately, she's no longer with us today. So what I'm talking to you about today is highly personal because I want women to, one, reduce their risk for breast cancer, and two, take better care of their bodies and their health so they don't get sick, period. So what I'm going to talk about with you now are what you need to do to reduce your risk, and again, go over why early detection is important. It may be breast cancer awareness now in October, but your self-health is important 365 days a year, and that includes your breast health. Breast cancer is still the second leading cause. It's the most common cancer in American women after skin cancer, and 1 in 8 women are still diagnosed. There are 3.5 million breast cancer survivors in the United States. And I think that's really important that early detection, to underscore, is critical. First of all, early detection is important in the treatment of breast cancer because it will make the cancer easier to treat. By the time symptoms appear, there may be a risk that the cancer has spread beyond the breast, and it may make the cancer harder to treat. Unfortunately, still over 42,000 women die from breast cancer each year. So what are the most important ways to screen for breast cancer? First of all, annual mammograms. Mammograms are an X-ray of the breast, and it is the best tool out there right now in diagnostics for detecting breast cancer early. You should try to have a mammogram starting at age 40 every year, but it's also important to know your family history for breast cancer and related cancers, which could be colon, prostate, yes, men, because there's a genetic tie-in there, and ovarian cancer family history, just in case there is a genetic tie-in, which would require testing to make sure. Talk to your OBGYN or your personal medical provider, your internist, about this, when you should get screening. But the guidelines say start at 40 and get an annual one. Here's a tip. I used to get my mammogram every Halloween. That's how I remember doing it. And it was always scary because I hated it, but it detected my cancer early. The other thing that's important, and this is how I discovered a lump in my breast 9 months after a normal mammogram, is I was vigilant about examining my breast every month, including under the armpits and my chest wall and surrounding areas. And that's how I found a lump in my breast. In July, remember, I got my mammogram October 31st. So 9 months later, I found a lump in my breast. And I went back for more diagnostic testings at the urgence of my OBGYN, and I found out it was cancer. It was detected early, though, because I was vigilant. So examine your breast. When you go to see your OBGYN, your OBGYN, he or she will give you a clinical breast exam. And you know, if you've been, you know what I'm talking about. They'll feel all around your breast wall and under your chest wall and in your underpits, armpits, and that's important to see if there's any irregularities. But let me tell you something. It's not always just about a lump. Here's some other warning signs that there may be something wrong. So be aware of your body and any changes. A new lump in the breast or under the armpit. Some people say it felt like a little pea. Mine felt bigger. A thickening or swelling of part of your breast. Irritation or dimpling of your breast skin. Redness or flaky skin in the nipple area or the breast. Pulling into the nipple or pain in the nipple area. A nipple discharge other than breast milk, like blood. Or any change in size or feel in the shape of your breast, any pain or burning. Keep in mind, these symptoms can mean other conditions and doesn't necessarily mean breast cancer. But if you feel something or see something, contact your doctor. You're not being a hypochondriac, you're being proactive about your health. This is really important. Genetic breast cancers are about 5 to 10% of all breast cancers. 5 to 10%. That means nearly 90% of breast cancer is lifestyle related. What does that mean? It means you have the opportunity in your hands to make healthy changes to reduce your risk. I consider that as important as part of your early detection. So what does that mean, reducing your risk? It starts with a healthy mindset. Make your self-health a priority. And I'm going to underscore that because I did not. I ignored my health. I went and got my annual mammogram, but I allowed myself to go. I'd gotten overweight. I was drinking a lot of alcohol because I'm in the wine business. And I was neglecting the warning signs that my body was feeling amiss. It's really important to know your body and get in the mindset, I will make my health a priority. 2, maintain a healthy body weight and avoid weight gain. I cannot underscore that enough because studies have shown, many, that an increase in body mass index is associated with a 12% increase in risk. And that can go higher among postmenopausal women who are obese. It can go up to 20 to 40% as compared to normal weight women. That's so, you can do something about that. So what are some ways you can maintain a healthy body weight? Well, first of all, point 3, be physically active. Get moving. It doesn't have to be exercise or going to the gym. Take a brisk walk. Jump up and down. Dance around your house. Ride a bike. This is another fact. Women who get regular exercise, aka physical activity, appear to lower their breast cancer risk by 10 to 20%. That's really significant. Of course, committing to eating a healthy diet is important. This is so important to, of course, maintain your body weight, and you'll feel better. Start by eating lean and green. Make 2/3 of your plate vegetables, whole grains, fruits, and pulses like beans and lentils, which are also protein rich. They all can be part of your normal diet. You should make sure to get plenty of fiber. I'm the big believer on that apple a day. Apples have lots of fiber. I also like a banana for potassium. And add some probiotic foods into your diet, like yogurt or kimchi or sauerkraut. Limit high starch, high fat, high sugary foods and processed foods like chips, cookies, candy bars, desserts, fried foods. They're so easy to reach and they're so accessible in the grocery store. Shop the perimeters. Instead, if you shop the perimeters of the grocery store, you'll find all the fresh, healthy foods versus what's inside. Listen, look at the back of the package. If you can't pronounce half of the words in the ingredient list, it's probably not something you want in your body. Instead, try to keep cut up fruits and vegetables in little baggies, ready to snack on. So when your husband brings out, or your other half brings out the chips and dip, you've got your veggies ready. Very important. Limit consumption of red meat and processed meats. Eat no more than moderate amounts, 12 to 18 ounces per week of red meat, such as lean red meat, okay? And eat minimal processed meat. Okay, very important because there is a direct tie. And try to avoid grilling. When you grill, don't eat the char because it has been tied to being carcinogenic. Try roasted poultry like lean white meat chicken and fish, nut butters, hummus, and other bean spreads as an option. I also like just roasted mixed mushrooms as my meat alternative because after I finished my treatment for breast cancer, I actually stopped eating all red meat. I lost the taste of it, but also I was concerned about my health. Okay, hydrate. In getting things off my chest, my mantra was hydrate, gyrate, masticate. This is the book, by the way, Getting Things Off My Chest. Hydrate means healthy hydration, and it kept me sane and energized while I was going through treatment. Gyrate was get moving, and masticate was eat mindfully and with better intention. So what does hydration mean? Well, there's water, of course, but you can add fresh fruit to your water or herbs to make it a little more tasty. Skip sugary sodas and energy drinks, not good. Regular consumption of sugar-sweetened soft drinks and other sugary beverages can add to weight gain and obesity, which you want to avoid. And that means some of those bottled juices, read those labels. Some of them have 32 little grams of, or was it milligrams of sugar. So really watch that sugar. In fact, one 12-ounce can of many popular sodas can contain 9 teaspoons of sugar or high fructose corn syrup, 150 calories, and 0 nutrients. And let me tell you, there's about at least a dozen ways to say sugar. Usually they end in OSE, as in sucrose, dextrose, maltose. So read those labels. Okay, this is a tough one because I also work in the wine industry, but it's a reality. Limit alcohol consumption, okay? This is what the dietary guidelines say. Moderate consumption for a woman is 1 5-ounce glass of wine a day. Okay, cut it into 2 half glasses if you have to, and make it 2 ounces. Why is this important? Okay, I'm going to lay it on. Even moderate consumption of alcohol, that's that 1 drink a day, can increase a woman's risk for breast cancer by 15%. Whoa. This is especially true in postmenopausal women. So think before you drink. I'm not saying give it up, but think before you drink. Take some days off, for example. Have some dry days or some dry weeks. Avoid asking for a double. Drink smaller sizes. Eat smaller portions, too. One tip about watching your diet, just eat off a smaller plate and don't get seconds. There are ways to do it without losing your zest and enjoyment of eating and drinking. So it's not about what you can't do. It's what you can do better. Okay, when it comes to your diet, what you can do better, add in better foods and take out the less so good foods. That's how you balance it out. There's some other things that are important. Don't smoke, and if you do, stop. Smoking is tied to so many bad illnesses. I don't know why people do it in the first place. Limit your access to environmental toxins like herbicides, pesticides, and other ingredients that I can't even pronounce. I mean, I don't eat and put anything on my body or in my mouth if I can't pronounce it. That's just the way it is. Here's a tip. The Environmental Working Group is a terrific organization that lists not only pesticides and herbicides and other ingredients that could be toxic to your health, not only in foods as additives, but also in cosmetics, body creams, and cleaning agents in your home, because you want your home to be safe, as well as what you're putting on your body and in your body. It's called the Environmental Working Group, EWG. I think it's org. And in Getting Things Off My Chest, I list what they call the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. That list changes every year, but the Dirty Dozen are the 12 fruits and vegetables that are the most toxic because of all the chemicals, and the Clean 15 are the safest. Read those because you may want to adjust your diet. And of course, try to buy, if you can afford it, organic. If you can't buy organic, clean your food carefully. Really focus on cleaning everything you buy once it comes home from the grocery store. Store it in sealed containers and wash your hands before handling your food. This is all very important to your health. Here's some other things to consider to reduce your risk of breast cancer, which I consider part of healthy living, which will help you in terms of making sure that you don't get breast cancer, but also supports the importance of early detection. If you've been taking hormone replacement therapy, if you're going through menopause, or oral contraceptives like birth control pills, discuss with your doctor risks. Because some breast cancers, including mine, are estrogen positive, which means you want to reduce your intake of hormones. I am not a mom and I did not have children, but research has shown that if you're a woman of childbearing age, breastfeeding your baby can help reduce your risk as well. Get plenty of sleep and manage your stress. There's not a direct correlation to stress and breast cancer, but what there is a direct correlation, and I can speak firsthand because I was highly stressed out when I was diagnosed, is that stress elevates your cortisol, which is like your stress hormone, and it can really create that little rubber tire around your waist, which is added belly fat, which is where your body mass index increases. And I said at the beginning of this, your body mass index, having a higher body mass index is a direct link to increased risk of breast cancer. So finally, and taking it back up to the top, get screenings. Mammograms are right now the most reliable way to screen for early detection breast cancer. Now, you may read some articles about controversy because there may be false positives. Well, then you, like everything else, get another test. If you get tested and there is a potential irregularity in your health, wouldn't you go get another test and more further screenings? Fortunately, in breast cancer treatment and screening, there are many types of screening. So if there is an irregularity, you will go in for something like another diagnostic, like a sonogram. I think when my lump, which I found examining my own breast, underwent a mammogram, they found two more lumps that I didn't even know were in my breast. So I went through further diagnostics to really make sure that this is something that could be potentially serious. And then it was confirmed that I had 3 positive carcinomic cancerous tumors in my breast. As a result, I underwent a bilateral mastectomy, which was surgery to remove my breasts and part of my lymph nodes. And then I went under chemotherapy to further knock out any potential cancer that spread through those lymph nodes to the rest of my body. That was called adjuvant, and it's being proactive about managing your disease. So again, if you are healthy at any age, you need to start healthy habits now to reduce your risk of breast cancer and other cancers. And I just want to note, breast cancer is not an old lady disease, okay? I was diagnosed at 50. I had just started menopause. Okay, 50 to 60 is like the average age. But I'm going to tell you something. Women under the age of 50 can also be diagnosed with breast cancer, and sometimes the cancer can be more aggressive. Most breast cancer is found in women who are under 50, or most breast cancers are found in women 50 or older, but 11% of new cases are women under 45. And a lot of women may not think that, and that, I'm not going to read about breast cancer or think about my breast health. You need to think about it all the time, particularly if you have a family history or any other potential radiation to the chest when you're younger. It's really important because it can be more aggressive if you're younger. So you want to really identify and talk with your doctor if you have any family history or risk, and be more proactive and create a health management plan with your doctor and for yourself, which includes diet and exercise. It's also important to note that breast cancer is, and I mean this tongue in cheek, an equal opportunity disease, okay? It affects women of all ages and all ethnicities, and men too. A very small percentage of men get breast cancer. Sadly, and this really breaks my heart because I think about my friend Julie, who neglected her health and was diagnosed too late to be saved. Her cancer had metastasized and spread to other parts of her body. Black women and white women get breast cancer about the same rate. But Black women sadly die from breast cancer at a higher rate than women. Why is this? Why is it that breast cancer death rates are 40% higher among Black women than white women? Why? Well, many say it's socioeconomic because Black women may not have access to adequate health care. Fortunately, there are many wonderful companies out there and organizations that are working really hard to make women who live in underserved communities and may not have access to good health care get free screenings, free mammograms, and transportation to go get those important screenings. That's why you may see scan vans, or some charities have scan vans to go into underserved neighborhoods, which is a blessing. And thank you for the wonderful companies who support that. But it's really important for Black women because a lot of Black women, maybe they're all women. Maybe you say, I'm too busy. I got to take care of my children. I don't have time to get a mammogram. You have time. Like I said, pick a day of the year and do it. Pick Halloween like I did. Just get it done. It's so important because if you're not diagnosed early, you may not be able to get the treatment you can need and can help you at an early stage. And it gets harder as you get older. It doesn't mean that breast cancer is a death sentence. It's a life sentence. There are wonderful treatments now to prolong life at every stage. But you don't want to get sick in the first place, do you? That's right. You don't want to get sick in the first place. So again, make a commitment to be healthy. Start by taking better care of your mind and your body. Get active, eat healthier, manage your stress, get more sleep, go get those all-important screenings, and really know your body inside out. If you know any irregularities, if you don't feel right, if something doesn't feel right, say something. Work with your doctor. They're your partner. It's so important. So I cover all of this in my book, Getting Things Off My Chest, A Survivor's Guide to Staying Fearless and Fabulous in the Face of Breast Cancer, published by Cedar Fort, because I was that woman who was diagnosed, fortunately, at an early stage, but felt lost and didn't know what to do next. So I created a navigational book filled with handy questions to ask and tips along the way from survivors who've walked down the path before you to help you face your journey if you must face it. Frankly, I hope you never have to buy my book because it means you were not diagnosed with breast cancer. I'd rather you stay healthy and keep healthy. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you want to learn more about me and my story, you can find me at melanieyoung.com, and you can follow me on Instagram at Melanie Fabulous, Mighty Melanie on Twitter, and like me at Fearless Fabulous Melanie Young. I want you to be healthy and stay healthy and be proactive about your health. You have that ability no matter what. So be your best health advocate to live your best life always, and stay well. Thank you for joining me.